results are in. The Board of Selectmen choose 5 applicants to serve on the Police Chief Search Committee.
Plus, a new schedule for firefighters means extended coverage and a faster response time.
Also coming up, a new position is created to help the restructuring of the Department of Public Works.
And later, the Youth Safety Committee is hosting another event to prevent drug overdose. The details ahead.
Plus, our weekly segment, Library Learning, new events coming your way.
Those stories and much more ahead on ELCAT News Update.
Good evening, I'm Rebecca Green.
And I'm Jake Brady.
We begin tonight with the February 12th Board of Selectmen meeting. Board members appointed 5 East Longmeadow residents to the Police Chief Search Committee. Prior to the meeting, the board was to review and choose 4 out of the 17 applicants, and then present their final names to the board. Board members went down the line and listed their finalists. Those names did cross over, resulting in a mutual agreement.
You guys want to choose a candidate out of your 4?
You want me to start?
Yeah.
The one I picked here was a guy named Jerry Hyland.
Okay. So you just took one of mine, says.
And one of mine too.
All right, go ahead.
Anthony Tranghese.
And I'm going to go with, because I do believe in the old guard and the people who have a stake in the town, I'm going to go with Connie Wisbicki. Review: Jerry Hyland, Samantha Jaskovic, Kenneth Kakoyanakis, I should know that, Anthony Tranghese, and Conrad Wisbicki.
Changing gears, the fire department is proud to announce that over decades of fighting for extended coverage, it is officially now in effect. The new full-time coverage started earlier this month on February 7th. Prior to the start date, East Longmeadow firefighters would work 8-hour shifts. Now the shifts have increased to 12 hours a day. Fire Chief Paul Morissette has the details.
Instead of 40 hours a week at the old schedule, now we're here 84 hours a week. We used to work Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. We had holidays and weekends off. Now we work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. Staffing is made up of 2 equal-sized groups, 4 firefighters per group. They work 12-hour days, and they rotate a rotation of either 2 days on, 2 days off, or 3 days on, 3 days off. It allows them to only have to work every other weekend, so they can still, have one weekend off and the other group's working that weekend.
The new coverage plan is enhancing the community safety immensely. Morissette compares response times from what it was to what it now can be with the full-time shifts.
Certain times of the day, response time was very difficult to meet a standard of 4 minutes. We struggled because people had to come from their homes, and a lot of guys, being in a family atmosphere, their kids are playing soccer, they're getting the kids ready for school. Call firefighters are traveling to work, commuting, getting ready for work. During the day, we averaged about 4 minutes. At night, our response anywhere from 8 to 12 minutes. So this is going to be quite a bit faster.
Before Morissette, prior chiefs have been fighting for the extended coverage plan to become approved. Morissette gives us a brief history of the timeline.
It goes back to Forrest Goodrich days, back in the early 70s. He tried. Initially, when we became the department, we were with 40 hours coverage. They immediately tried to go extended coverage back then, and it took them a few years. There was a couple real bad fires. They pushed for 24-hour coverage. It never went anywhere. Chief Wallace continued to fight the battle. He pushed for it, and unfortunately, there was other priorities in town. And then when I got in, it was just one of my processes. I worked on it for a couple of years, and gave the town the data, the elected officials the data, the appointed appropriations committee the data, and they eventually, saw that the budget, it made sense, and they approved it.
The town did hire 1 new firefighter in order to get the new coverage plan rolling as smooth as possible.
We hired 1 firefighter. We split the group, so now there's 4 per shift. That allows us to cover that 7 days a week and increase the hours from 8 hours a day to 12 hours a day. So there was an increase in budget because the guys are working a few more hours a week average, and also we hired the extra firefighter.
From a new hire to a promotion, the DPW is proud to announce Roy Esposito as the town's first Highway and Utilities Manager.
The Highway and Utilities Manager is a new position that was created to support the upcoming reorganization of the DPW to better serve town departments and residents. Roy's responsibilities will cover town roads, water, sewer, stormwater, utilities, and more. Esposito will start March 1st. For more local news, the Youth Safety Committee is once again taking action to prevent drug overdose. Prior events put on by the Youth Safety Committee have been successful. This time, there is hope for an even bigger turnout, as the event takes a deeper look into the lives of those who are struggling. ELCAT sits down with school counselor Diana Gomes to learn more.
Currently, the Youth Safety Committee is looking to do a film screening of the documentary, The Anonymous People. It's a very groundbreaking documentary all about substance abuse and addiction and really the stigma that comes with it. It's a powerful movie that talks about addiction and kind of the history. And really that even though we are experiencing a heroin epidemic, that addiction itself has been around for many, many years. And that studies have shown that it is a disease and that that's not something new. We've known that for a very, very long time. But I think it's only being talked about more now because of the epidemic. So this film really helps us to get a perspective in the life of someone with an addiction, what it's like for them. And the people in this documentary are people from, all areas of life. And they really let us know that it can happen to anyone. And that it's really important for us to be conscious of that and realize that it's not a choice.
The film screening event will include vendors and an open discussion. Students and parents are encouraged to attend. The event takes place on Wednesday, February 24th at 6 p.m. at the East Longmeadow High School Auditorium.
So we're hoping for a good turnout. I think that parents will leave there thinking very differently about substance abuse and addiction and the stigma that comes with it. And I really believe that our most recent event that we had this past December with a panel of speakers, we had a very good turnout and people left there feeling like they learned a lot more about what it's like than what they had imagined. So I'm hoping the film screening will do the same, and I'm hoping that parents and students can come out to watch this.
For more information on the film, Anonymous People, check out the trailer on YouTube. Also, if you missed past Youth Safety Committee events, be sure to check our YouTube channel page to catch up on the programs at ELCAT 01028.
It's time to uncover our local stars. This week, two very special residents make a memorable impression.
First up, Abigail Laughlin of East Longmeadow. Laughlin has been crowned the winner of the 2016 Colleen Award, presented by Springfield St. Patrick's Parade Committee.
The Springfield St. Patrick's Parade Committee is a group of active members dedicated to promoting their Irish heritage. Young women of the Irish descent from the ages of 17 to 22 are eligible for the Colleen Award.
Participants had to answer questions on how their Irish heritage impacted their life. As the crowned winner, Laughlin will participate in the 2016 Holyoke St. Patrick's Day Parade that is set for March 20th. From a sweet victory to sweet treats, our next local star is Maureen Bastille, the owner of Maureen's Sweet Shop.
Bastille first started her company at a kiosk in the Eastville Mall. 2 years ago, she relocated to the bustling part of town, right here on the Rotary.
Let's take a look at how the creative owner whips up love for this Valentine's Day season.
We've been making a lot of candy, a lot of chocolates. We're doing chocolate-covered cherries, chocolate-covered creams, chocolate-covered truffles, you name it, we do it here. And it's just been a lot of hours and a lot of hard work to make it fresh for the holiday. This time of year, we have our buy a chocolate heart and we fill it for you, and we provide the hearts, and they're really pretty, and a lot of them are velvet and velour, and they're really nice.
Not only are the chocolates handmade, but also the gift baskets.
We actually went to gift basket design school, and we learned the proper structure technique and how to stack them properly and how to lift them up a little bit, and bow making techniques, all kinds of things like that. It was probably one of the best experiences I've had. A lot of fun, a lot of new techniques. We do bows from little ones to giant ones. We can even personalize ribbon. So if you have a special message you want to give to somebody, we have a ribbon printer here, and we can print it right up.
Maureen's Sweet Shop is a family-run business, and Bastille couldn't be happier.
So I get to spend more time with my family, which is great. And if you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. So
Now moving on to Library Learning, our weekly segment where we let you know what events are coming up next at the EL Public Library.
This next event will improve your diet. Healthy eating should be a part of everyone's lifestyle, however, easier said than done.
Joan Eckert, a spokesperson from Whole Foods Market, will host Healthy Eating, where she will talk about the benefits of healthy eating and even share recipes. The event takes place on Wednesday, February 24th at 6:30 at the EL Public Library. Registration is required.
Speaking of registration for library events just got easier. At the latest Board of Library Trustees meeting, board members discussed a new feature that will save residents a trip to the library.
A nice new feature we're going to have starting next week is you can register online now through the calendar and possibly through the webpage. I'm not positive, but definitely through the calendar. So there'll be a little, for the events that you have to register for, there'll be a little button and you click register, sign right up and through your email. And then we also have the capability of sending email reminders the day before the event.
Also at that meeting, warm wishes went out to Kathy Goodchild, who retired earlier this month. Goodchild served as a circulation assistant for the East Longmeadow Public Library for the past 27 years.
And we wish Kathy all the best and thank her for all her years, her dedication, not just to the library, but to the community. And
She will be missed.
she will be missed. We absolutely adore Kathy.
We'll end tonight with a public service announcement concerning voters.
The presidential primary election will be held on Tuesday, March 1st at Birchland Park Middle School. Any voter who cannot attend may request for an absentee ballot.
You may request an absentee ballot in writing no later than Monday, February 29th. For more information, visit the town's website at eastlongmeadowma.gov or stop in at the town hall.
Well, that will do it for us tonight on this edition of ELCAT News Update. Be sure to watch meetings on demand at our ELCAT YouTube channel, ELCAT 01028.
Follow us on Facebook and watch us on cable channel 191. I'm Rebecca Green.
And I'm Jake Brady. Until next time, good night.